heaven fleeing. In the Bible prophecy, it talks about the day that heaven and earth flee. And this is when there's a new heaven and a new earth created. The Bible talks about this, that it's after the 1,000 years of the reign of Christ. In the book of Revelation chapter 20 verse 7, it begins to talk about the 1,000 years of a period of time. It says, "And when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison." It is here that we see that after the 1,000 years, the creation begins to be judged at the great white throne judgment in the following verses after. It says in Revelation chapter 20 verse 11, "And I saw a great white throne, and him that sat on it, from whose face the earth and the heaven fled away, and there was found no place for them." After the 1,000 years, the great white throne of judgment occurs, and then heaven and earth flee from his face who sits on the throne. And this is Christ. Christ is the one who says that heaven and earth will pass away, but my words will by no means pass away, because his words are from him. He is God. And that's very clear when he says this. Matthew chapter 24 verse 35 says, "Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words shall not pass away." Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words shall not pass away. Only God's words are eternal. And yes, Christ says they are my words. My words shall not pass away. Isaiah chapter 65 verse 17 and verse 22 says, "For behold, I create new heavens and a new earth, for the former shall not be remembered nor come into mind. For as the new heavens and the new earth which I will make shall remain before me, saith the Lord, so shall your seed and your name remain." So we see that the new heaven and a new earth is being talked about by Isaiah, and Christ talks about a new heaven and a new earth. Revelation talks about the new heaven and a new earth, and it talks about it after the 1,000 years. It is after the 1,000 years of the point of the reign of Christ. Christ being the center of everything in the prophecy. Revelation chapter 20 verse 5 says, "But the rest of the dead lived not again until the 1,000 years were finished. This is the first resurrection." It is after the 1,000 years then the dead are raised and judged at that great white throne judgment. Revelation chapter 20 verse 11, "And I saw a great white throne, and him that sat on it, from whose face the earth and the heaven fled away, and there was found no place for them." And verse 12 and 13 says, "And I saw the dead, small and great, stand before God, and the books were opened, and another book was opened, which is the book of life. And the dead were judged out of those things which were written in the books according to their works. And the sea gave up the dead which were in it, and death and hell delivered up the dead which were in them, and they were judged every man according to their works." So we see that the dead at the great white throne judgment after the 1,000 years begins, the person who's sitting on the throne, heaven and earth flee away from him, and then there's a new heaven and a new earth following the next prophecy that is given in the context in Revelation chapter 21 verse 1. It says, "And I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea." So we know that heaven and earth pass away and flee from his face at the great white throne judgment after the 1,000 years of Christ's reign. And he begins to judge, resurrects the dead, heaven and earth flee, and then there's a new heaven and a new earth which he creates, and his words continue on forever. His words will by no means pass away, because Christ is God. And he's the one who speaks these words and knows of that day. That is the day that heaven and earth flee after the 1,000 years. And this is the prophecy of heaven fleeing.